Welcome to Java. It's January 8th, 2024. It is also Wednesday. So today we will have our first Discord of the year. We're going to have discussion shortly after Greg's live about 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. If you would like to join us there and you're not already in the chat group, if you need a link to the Discord, please let me know. I'll get you in there. In the meantime, I'd like to speak about these markets that are opening. We've had quite a bit of difference between yesterday in the afternoon and what is going on today. So, as usual, let's get started. First off, with our favorite risk indicator, the MMRI. Now it's significantly higher this morning. And what happened yesterday was we got reports from ISM as well as the United States JOLTS data, that's with the jobs. And this kind of pretty much hit the market quite hard. Now, we've got the MMRI is at 319.2 at the moment, so we're in extreme territory. The Dixie, relative strength of the dollar, is above 109, so this is acting like a wrecking ball to the other currencies, basically, or a vacuum, and it is sucking in all of the value. Now, as an side note, we're watching China's currency hitting 16-month low. This is saying on the Trump tariff fears, but it's a little bit larger than that on these currency flows because we're watching not just the Chinese yuan or renminbi is what it is called, but also the euro is struggling at the moment and other currencies across the board in varying amounts. We're also watching this put a hit on Bitcoin as well as on the markets because as the dollar gains that strength, everything else in pricing retraces. So this is a reverse of what you see in the inflation trade. So all of these things that you're seeing drop, for the most part, there's a couple of outliers, but for the most part, you're going to see as inflation goes up, the reverse that we've been watching. Now, the surprising factor in my mind is that this morning we're watching the fear greed meters only at 36. I would have expected this to kind of hit a little more. There were quite a few retailers that have come back into the market the past few days since markets came back over the quote unquote Santa Claus rally. And in my opinion, they are priming themselves to be fleeced. So, with this, they're not aware in general of what is going on in the subsurface of all of these markets. Now we're watching markets again not opening strong at all this morning. The volatility index is up, of course, if you're playing that. Gold is down only slightly. So gold is kind of a fear trade. I expect it to kind of flow back into this. Now, with this, we've got oil stronger. This is mostly on demand as well as less supply coming out of the Middle East because there's some issues there. Now, the other side of this is the 10-year yield also spiking. This was the main concern yesterday as the 10-year yield spike is kind of tipping its hand on what is happening with the debt market. Now, a lot of fear in this. This crushed cryptocurrencies a bit. They dropped down below the 95,000 level, however, held 92, didn't quite touch it, but still very strong on the outlier. We're watching XRP on Ripple News, so we'll talk about that in a moment. Now, they think this is a big deal, and if you've been in cryptocurrency for any period of time, 4% really isn't that much, and warning about 92,000 dip to Bitcoin. But that is a very strong level of support. But as I was saying earlier, if it gets below 92,000, there could be further downside. But I do have buy levels at this course. So the sentiment right now is retailers are beginning to question a little bit whether they should buy this dip. We've had the yields, as I said, the spike in the yields yesterday crushed the markets. Today we're getting more reports, and this is causing a bit of anxiety. So we've got a short week. All of the trades is very important. all of the trades moving in toward the end of the day, if there are swing trades, tomorrow the market is closed. This is for former President Carter again. So all of your trades will be pretty much locked up until Friday. Now, there are more reports coming, but there won't be anything that you can do about it. If you've got options out there, they will continue to decay. So what happened yesterday was the ISM services and the job openings that crushed it. We've got today Fed Governor Waller speaking, ADP employment job lists. Those are both going to be huge. We're also getting the minutes of the Fed December meeting that could move markets if it shows any shift in their sentiment on rate cuts. Now, consumer credit also out 3 o'clock. That one should probably, if they report it accurately, in the potty. Consumer credit of late has been just awful. So, few stories, stock-specific areas. Shell, warning of a weaker fourth quarter in liquid natural gas as well as oil. Okay, we've got Volkswagen managers taking a combined 300 million euro pay cut. Now, there's been a lot of trouble in the German markets as far as automobiles, not just in Germany, but also they decided to expand into Asia and they've been having serious issues there. So if they're willing to cut their upper end managers, that's indicating not very good things. On the upside, we've got Amazon's web services investing over $11 billion in Georgia to boost their artificial intelligence infrastructure. Now, they are also pouring more billions of dollars into Indonesian areas for more of their chip manufacturings and whatnot, into their Amazon Web Services. They're planning on growth. They are also looking at Anthropic, is one that Bezos has kind of backed monetarily with the artificial intelligence. They are planning much more growth in this, so positive on this. None of this is financial advice. They could have temporary pullbacks. However, the structure is looking very good for them. Now, with biopharma, Roche is looking at acquiring smaller company Poseida. So we'll see how that goes with their stocks. I do not trade these biopharma. It's personal preference, but just to let you know. Now we've got also United States opening probes into 2.6 million Tesla vehicles over their remote driving feature. This is the recall feature that they're looking at. They had a couple of crashes looking into that. They are also declaring CATL as the battery producer, and they are calling them a risk as far as the company on foreign nations. They're really tightening up with their foreign policies. So with this in return, Japan is flagging foreign takeovers of their 7-Elevens as a security issue. Now, 7-Elevens in Japan are not the same as they are in the United States. They are literally everywhere. Every block or so, they outnumber probably the number of Starbucks in the United States, just to let you know. They are a mainstay for their food. So unlike they are here. So going forward, we've got Toyota, vehicle manufacturers going into artificial intelligence, robotic-powered woven city, set to open this year. So this is going to be very interesting. Now, they've been the ones that have held on to the hybrid features, which may be the way moving forward. So with this into cryptocurrency a little bit, we've got a few stories here. The first is Trump meeting with top Ripple executives. Now, these are the CEOs saying they've got a strong start to 2025. As earlier, the other cryptocurrencies pulling back. XRP and Ripple both are gaining on this. Now, Ripple is the rails that XRP runs on. There is also a lot of speculation that the United States government or that Ripple XRP will be used for the CBDC for the United States. Now, also going along with this, partnering with Chainlink to boost the stable coin. This is one more kind of boost for that line of thinking, because Chainlink was originally designed to run government tokens on this, if you will. Look back on what they originally came out for. And we've got their price chart bull flag targeting $15. I think that's a bit high personally, but that's just what's in their report and how they see their charting. Charting is not 100%. Just because you have a chart, different people read them differently, just to let you know. With Solana, we've got them proposing to fix their scalability issues. This means they're figuring out ways to print more, if you will. We've got CleanSpark as miner. Stashing Bitcoin, they are kind of taking on the MicroStrategy playbook in stashing and purchasing more Bitcoin. Now, we have Bitcoin ETFs. These are the likes of BlackRock and others, scooping up almost 3 times more Bitcoin than was produced in December. Now, I suspect a lot of price suppression to get more retailers out. They want it pushed beyond that 50% mark that retailers hold so that they can control it. So, with this, we've got a Discord discussion tonight. I wish you a great trading day. And until I see you again, my friends, stay free.